So it's a new moon in Taurus. And I think that's a good time to plant seeds, to initiate new ideas, start new projects, new intentions. But we need that ground to be really kind of stable and fertile for that. And which brings me, I didn't mean to say that actually, because I almost forgot about our oracle card today, which is amazingly, this is so fabulous. God, these cards get better. It's Fertility, and this lovely Pan character is wonderful. There, you can see a bit better there. Fertility. So it's wonderful that that's there. So the ground is fertile. So we're just going to get ourselves connected with that, stable and secure with that. And we're going to start on our feet, on the ground. Yes. And the bell rings out. So standing, let's feel the ground underneath our feet. So how we're feeling right now, maybe we're feeling a little bit tired, maybe we're feeling like, oh, you know, the day's been whatever it is, but let's just land. And I always think by looking at the feet, this is a really great thing to do, bring our attention into our feet, bend the knees, let's just feel the ground beneath the heels, let the arms be nice and floppy. So just kind of lift the elbows up and let the arms just flop down, and then just let the arms do what they want to do, and just kick up a bit of energy from the ground, the heels landing kind of heavily. Yeah, just feel that sense of, oh, there's my feet. Here I am here in this moment, present. Looking at the feet again, lift the heels up, lift them high, stretch the feet out a little bit, bring the heels down slowly. Lift the toes, pull them up. Oh, it's like a little bit of a yawn for the feet. And then we're just going to take the weight onto the right foot, just to really bring our feet and senses into the ground and shift the weight slowly into the left. See if we can bring all the weight into the left foot. The right foot's still on the ground, but all the weight is in there. And then shift to become centered. Feel the feet on the ground, soft knees, lifted chest, shoulders sinking down, breathing in, lift the shoulders up. Hold the breath in, 2, 3, and out through the mouth. Whoa, yeah, that's better. Breathing in, 2, 3, out through the mouth. Let's do one more of those. Breathing in, squeeze the shoulders up high, right up high, and out through the mouth. Good. Let's start to roll those shoulders back and let the knee joints join in, the joints join. Rolling the shoulders back first of all, get the circle bigger and bigger each time, and gradually, so first of all it's just the shoulders, and then the elbows start wanting to join in, all the joints are joining in, and the elbows are drawing the circles, and then the arms are drawing the circles. We're doing this with the breath, so breathing in, lifting up and opening, breathing out. Yeah, breathing in, opening up the body, opening up our ground. Plant those seeds, and then forwards, taking the shoulders, just the shoulders, arms aren't involved, it's just the shoulder joint. See if you can isolate that. Yeah, it's like, whoa, squeezing out the tension from the day, and then letting the elbows start to get a bit more involved. The elbows are leading now, and then finally the arms lift up, just enjoying that movement with the arms. Yeah. We're diving into the day, into the earth, opening up. See if we can open that chest really wide, nice and wide. And then we're just going to take the hands in front and behind, nice and sharp. Yeah, waking up, and drawing a nice circle around ourselves. So take the feet a bit further apart, knees are bent, and we're just turning on our center. Turning on our center, keeping the feet really grounded, really earthed, whilst we stay in our center, becoming present, centered. So there's movement around the center, but the center stays where it is. We feel that silver thread connected to the crown, connecting us from the crown up into the universe, and we feel the roots going down from the soles of the feet, from the base of the body, into the center of the earth, so we can feel that centeredness. We are grounded, centered. And let's just sweep out all the rubbish, breathing in and breathing out through the mouth. So any kind of dark matter, any negativity, any kind of tension-making stuff, we're just going to give it a little bit of a sweep out. Give it to the earth. Let the earth turn it into something beautiful. Good, breathing in and out through the mouth. Yeah. Let's go one more of those just to really make sure everything is cleaned out. Yeah. Oh, it feels good. And we're going to take this into a little bit of a cross crawl. We'll do this kind of slowly. So we bring the left knee up and meet it with the right hand, and then we just switch. And the other arm is just kind of floating in space. So we get this sense, it's a bit of a twist going on in the body there. So we get that feeling of coordination, connection, starting to get ourselves a little bit more energized, but also present. So if your mind is scattered, it's kind of like jumping around, just keep bringing it back, returning back to base, returning back to home. This body is kind of like a home there. Leg out to the side, left leg, right arm over the head, the other arm kind of making a little circle there. Breathe in and out through the nostrils, keep the chest upright, holding that center, feeling the ground as you shift the weight from right to left. Breathe, enjoy. Yeah, this body is made for enjoying. And now we're just going to lift the left knee and get the elbow on the other side of it. So we're going to kind of really crunch the body up, lift the knee nice and high, but do it in your own pace. You know, you can really be mindful about this, really paying attention and letting the body and brain kind of start to get a bit more linked up and coordinated. Then lifting the knee and at the same time lifting the elbow and opening them out to the side in that lovely opening diagonal across the body. So we open again. Breathing in and out through the nostrils. Body's getting warmer, joints are getting warmer. Yeah, oiling the joints here. Breathing in and out through the nostrils. One more each side. Open and open. And we'll come now to the front of the mat. Take a little moment there. Feel the feet on the ground. Have a look at them. They're hips width apart and parallel. Standing nice and tall. Feel that silver thread lifting. Feel the roots going down. So we're really steady and stable the whole time. Weight on the left foot. Take the right foot back for triangle, Trikonasana. Get the hips level. Again, everything is stable and rooted. Breathing in, we keep the roots going down, but we're just extending the body up and breathing out, bringing the arms down to shoulder height. Breathing in, open the chest. Smile, expand, open the chest, open the heart. Breathing out, reaching over to the left and down, reaching up with the right. Take the right shoulder down, left shoulder kind of pushing forward slightly. So you're pressing onto that hand, but keep the neck nice and long. Shoulders going down. It's almost like they're going down the back there. Unlock the knees. So have a little bit of a bend of the knees to remind them not to lock up. And if you're not sure, why that is, actually just try it. Try locking them and see what happens to your sense of connection to your legs and what you can feel. I kind of lose connection to my feet and lose connection to the ground. So I soften the knees. Now I feel my feet much more lively, breathing deeply. Keep the head in line with neck in line with the spine. Use the inhale now and the bend in the left knee to come up. Exhaling, lower the arms down slowly and smoothly. Yeah, let's take some time. Bend into the right knee and bring yourself back gracefully to the front of the mat. Weight on the right, step back with the left. Get these feet right angles to each other. Get the hips square. Tailbone down, strong belly. Breathing in, lift the arms up. Feet sinking into the ground. Breathing out, bring the arms down to shoulder height. Breathing in, open the chest. Breathing out, reaching over to the right and down. Making connection with this right leg, reaching up away with the left arm. Send those shoulders down, long neck, long spine. So be really aware of the line of the spine. I mean, a nicer way to think about the spine is like, rather than a line, it's not really a straight line at all, even in any kind of dimension. It's more of a spiral, a curve, but it's It's kind of, I suppose, think about where we're lengthening it and we're creating space in that spine. Looking up at the left fingers, enjoying unlocking the knees, wiggling the toes. Use the inhale and the bend of the right knee to lift up. And the exhale, lowering the arms down. Bend into the left knee and spring slowly to the front. Good. Okay, we're going to step back a big step now with the right foot for a warrior. Big step back. Yeah, big step. And then just send that heel slightly back so it's slightly more at an angle, the foot, rather than to a right angle. And then get the hips square again. Strengthen the abdominals and lift the chest. So lots of length here. Breathing in, lift the arms up. Breathing out, bring the arms down to shoulder height. Keep dropping the shoulders down whilst you inhale, extend between the fingertips. Put down the left arm. Exhale, bend into the left knee at the same time, pressing into that right heel. So we get this dynamic. So we're really diving into the earth with the feet, feeling that stability. Stability. Really sending the shoulders down, lifting the chest. So there's everything in this dynamic, when things are extending away from each other, it becomes much more stable. If I was just standing, it's kind of, oh, this feels boring. Whereas engaged, yeah, it brings a smile to my face. I feel like, wow, ping, energy, springy energy, pushing into that back leg. The back leg is really strong as well. It's like it's sending that heel into the ground. Let's move with this a little bit, actually. Inhaling, kind of, rather than thinking about straightening the left leg, think about it as lifting the body, lifting the head, lifting the heart, and breathing out, just kind of sinking down. So the body lifting up and the body sinking down on the exhale. Always keeping the hips open, keeping the chest open. Breathing in, breathing out, supporting the back with these strong abdominals. Think about the support system, front and back, holding yourself, feeling held by your body. Breathing out, breathing in. One more time, breathing out, sinking in, warrior. See if you can go a little bit deeper. So if you go deeper, you're going to bend that knee a bit more. Than you really need to level that out, balance that out by pressing a bit harder, not harder, maybe pressing a bit more intently into that back foot. Use the inhale to come up now. Exhale, lower the arms down. Let's bend into the right knee a lot so that you can bring yourself back to the front of the mat. Give the legs a little shake here, just to reset them for a second. Weight on the right foot, big step back with the left. Great big step. Get the feet in the right position. Get the hips level. Breathe in, lift the arms up. Lift the chest, lengthen through the waist. Breathing out, bring the arms down to shoulder height. Send those shoulders down, lift the chest. Breathing out, bend into the right knee, push into that back foot. So we're stable, we're supported by this earth. Feel the support. Know that you're held by this beautiful earth. All the time feeling a sense of this center as well. So again, the silver thread connecting the top, the crown, going into the universe, base of the body, sinking down into the center of the earth. So you feel this sense of, yeah, I'm completely centered, stable, strong, but there's openness, fluidity in here. And let's just get some movement to get that fluidity. Inhaling, lifting the heart, exhaling, sinking down. Right knee going forward, left foot pushing back, breathing in and breathing out. Don't forget to keep the center held firmly, but not rigidly, not kind of, not so you can't breathe. So there's breath and space, but there's dynamic. Breathing in, inhale fully, exhale fully, sink down a little deeper. Inhale. It's the last one, exhaling. Yeah, do enjoy that for a second or two. Now use the inhale to come up. Exhale, lower the arms down, bend into the left knee, and bring yourself back to the front of the mat. Okay, let's just come into a ragdoll. So we're going to bring the chin to the chest, bend the knees at the hands, slide down the legs. You can always stop halfway and rest your elbows on your knees, but if you feel okay, you can let your body hang here. Head is hanging, body, so from the hips, we are hanging from the hips, the knees are bent, the body is hanging, breathing into the nostrils, out through the mouth. Let's give it some sound, breathing into the nostrils. Sigh out through the mouth. Release, release. And now we're going to lift from the base of the spine. Lifting slowly and steadily whilst we fuel the body continually by breathing in and out through the nostrils. Leave the arms heavy. Just see if you can imagine the space being created between each little vertebrae. As each vertebrae lifts, you feel the chest lifting, you feel the shoulders sinking down, you feel the crown lifting, that silver thread. Yeah, feeling really open and available, energy moving around. So we're going to come into a balance now. Strong balance, warrior 3. Let's get ready for this one. So it's going to really be important that we do feel a sense of stability here. So we're going to exercise that. Put the weight on the left foot. You can hold on to furniture or a wall if you want to. So it's good to have that knee bent so you can really engage with the muscles of the leg and also just keep your sense of center of gravity lower. Start to take the body forward, start to take the right leg back. So we're trying to keep that nice alignment, if you like. I won't say line because it's not a straight line. It's more of a dynamic. So the arms are going forwards, maybe into the fingers to get more dynamic, and the toe is going back, or the heel if you prefer. And the neck is in line with the arms and the spine. Good. Try and keep the hips level, keep breathing in and out. Hold on to something if you need to, and straighten up the standing leg if it's not straight already, without locking it. Try not to grip the toes. It's very tempting. I can feel that temptation myself. Breathing in and breathing out, release. Oh, yeah. Oh, you feel that in your legs? Give the legs a little shake, give the shoulders a shake. Let's just shake it out a bit. Breathing in. Good. Other side. Weight onto the right foot. So we're going to really take some energy up from the ground. So open the foot to the ground, really spread the toes out, bend the knee of the standing leg, extend the left leg back, nice straight line. So really opening the front of the left hip, extend the arms forwards. We've got this Jupiter Mudra. So we're interlinking the fingers and pointing the pointing fingers or the index fingers if you like. Extending the left leg back, keeping the hips level if you can. So it requires you to start to try and bring that left hip down a little bit, because what it will probably want to do is lift up. And it just means you have to work a little bit harder. That's why it happens. And also just think about your toes not gripping, but just trusting that your foot and your body is learning something by not gripping. Breathe deeply. Inhale and exhale, release, release, release. Give the body another little shake, shaking the knees, the hips and the shoulders. Good. Okay, well, in fact, let's just loosen up a little bit more because that was quite strong. So feet wide, we're going to do some more twists, letting the body feel the space and the air around you whilst staying grounded. Staying earth, the feet are staying stable and still and solid. So we experience the solidity and the spaciousness. It's all available to us. Beautiful space around. Let the arms come to a stop. And let's just get a bit of energy. Base of the spine. Yeah, if you feel like you've got a bit more to release, just sigh it out. Yeah, get those knuckles either side of the lower spine. Get that bright sparkling energy rising up through the energy channels, out through the top of the head. Little fireworks going off in every energy center. Beautiful. Spiraling up, opening up that crown. Thinking about this crown coming up from the top of your crown. Good. Let's take the fingers to the chest as well. It's important we keep some focus on this heart. Keep it open. Yeah. Good. And the sides, and up the sides a little bit. Okay, let's just do a bit on the front of the hip flexors as well. So a little bit of the belly around the hair. That always feels great. Good. Okay, so we're going to come into another balance now. We're going to come into dancer. So 2 kind of challenging balances in a row. Maybe we'll do another one. Let's see. Balance is so important anyway. Put the weight onto the left foot this time. Standing. Again, you can start by having that knee bent and then bend that right knee, take the hold of the right foot in the right hand. You can do the inside grip if you prefer, with the thumb going backwards. We're trying to keep the knees level, so that we want to be probably here. But this is going to make a nice extension on the front of the thigh on the quad there. And also thinking about taking that right shoulder, keeping the right shoulder forwards to begin with. And then when we open up, we'll be able to open the chest more. Breathing in, so we can connect the thumb and the first finger there, extend the fingers, other fingers out, breathing in, extend the fingers up to the sky. And as you breathe out, you're going to pivot forwards. And you see, once you're kind of in a position where you think, yeah, that's as far forward as I can go. And changing where you're looking does affect your balance. So try and find a point to focus on. And then start to kick up those right toes to the ceiling, to the skies. And that right shoulder can go back, open the chest. Yeah, breathe. Straightening up the standing leg a little bit. Breathe, strong and dynamic. Connected to the earth, feeling that stability. Earth giving you stability. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, lower the left arm down and then lower the right foot. Let's give the legs a proper shake. And the arms. Yeah, yeah. Weight onto the right foot now. Standing on the right foot. Get that stable. Look at your foot. Really feel the ground. Appreciate the ground. Feel the surface, the texture. And the left knee, take hold of that left foot. Just enjoy that stretch on the front of the left thigh. Inside or outside grip with the hand. Connect the thumb and the first finger and this mudra. Breathing in. Extend the arms up. Spread the fingers out there, this right arm, and then taking the arm forwards. Looking forwards directly. Yeah. Maybe smiling just to take the tension out of it. And really kicking the left toes to the skies. Opening the chest, dropping the shoulders down, long neck. Breathe. Try not to grip with the toes. If you're gripping, just try to ungrip. Good. Use the inhale to come up. Exhale, lower the arm down slowly, and then lower that left foot down. Give those legs a little shake. We're going to come into a little squat here. So feet probably pointed out at a little angle. And let's just release those hips. Been working hard. And release the head from the neck, the back of the neck, and release the arms. So just let the back of the arms rest on the ground. The arms between the knees there. If you can get them there. Let the back of the neck relax. Breathe into the nostrils. Sigh out for the mouth. Breathe in again through the nostrils. Sigh out through the mouth. Let go. Good. Now just bring the hands forward and see if you can just keep the hands forward and come onto all fours. So we're going to just come into a little cat stretch here. So elbows are slightly soft, fingers are spread wide. Breathing in, lift the eyes, open the chest, take the shoulders back. Breathing out, going to tuck the tailbone under, bringing the chin to the chest, arch up through the spine, sit back into the heels. So we've got a bit more dynamic version of this. Breathing in, so the eyes are leading you. As the forearms are down, the elbows are down, inhale, then come back up to the original position. And then the tail tucks under and it ripples up through the spine, arching the spine. Chin is on the chest, you're looking back towards your feet, sit back, breathing out, just expelling all the air. And the brand new inhale lifts you back up to the tabletop and breathing out. So really starting with the base, tucking under, arching up, breathing out still. In the the speed that feels comfortable for your breath. So it's the breath that's important. We're following the breath, and we're trying to maybe lengthen and deepen the breath by keeping the breath smooth and even, maybe even employing the ujjayi breath, the ocean breath, where you have a slight constriction on the throat. This is a good type of breathing to use during practice sometimes to help to slow and deepen the breath and also focus your mind a little more. So it's a constriction on the throat, which is the same shape you make with your throat when you're saying sa or ha, sa. It just instantly kind of constricts the flow, which means that you will slow your breathing down because it's less space for the breath to move through. See if you can slow it down even more. The eyes are coming forwards, coming back up, nice straight back, feeling the ground beneath you, firm and supported. And just finally sit back into the heels. Next time you're sitting back, bring them forward to the ground, extend the arms in front of you, just relax the arms down there. And take a few releasing breaths, breathing into the nostrils, sigh out through the mouth. Let it all go. Really breathe the whole breath out. Empty, 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 empty. Think of yourself completely empty. Good. Come back up to all fours. Get yourself into a nice tabletop, so not too far forward here. Let's do some of these opposite movements. So we first of all going to extend the left arm and right leg. So we're doing opposites. Make them a long line rather than lifting them high. And breathing out, bringing the hand and the knee down to the ground. On the other side, breathing in and breathing out. Again, try and slow and smooth and steady this movement, looking forward as you inhale, exhaling, bringing it down. And have a little bend in the elbows just to feel that sense of groundedness, physicality. Looking down at the ground, breathing in and breathing out. Think about extension from the fingertips to the toe or the heel if you prefer, and breathing out, softening and getting into that earthy feeling. Breathing in, extending. This is like an airy feeling, extension, expansion, and then it's more of a contraction back down to the earth feeling. Inhale, exhale. Breathing in and breathing out. Let's do a couple more. Breathing in and breathing out. We're kind of like doing a cross crawl as well on the floor. So we're doing this sort of cross lateral motion, again, great for the body and the brain connection. Last one, breathing in, breathing out. Take the hands a little bit further forward. We're going to come into this extended dog so that when you sit back, you can't quite sit into your heels. So the hands are as far forward as you need them to be. And your forehead may come to the ground, that's okay, or it may not. You can adjust, see how that feels different places. And this is going to give you a really nice opening of the chest even more, and the backs of the shoulders. Yeah, it's kind of contradicting all that sitting and the arms forward, tapping away at the laptop, really opening up. And the backs of the shoulders. Good. Then come back up to all fours. Let's open up the space between the shoulders even more. Back of the arm, left hand, sorry, on the ground. Breathe in. As you breathe out, slide that hand away and let your head come down to the ground. You can always make a little pillow with your right hand there, or you can always put a pillow or a block underneath your head if you want to. What we're trying to do is just relax the space between the shoulder blades. So drop that right elbow down and breathe. Breathe into that space at the back of the heart. Make sure this neck has got lots of space here. It's not kind of crunched up. And you're supporting your body slightly with the right hand. Breathe. And even close the eyes here. Deep breaths into the back of the heart. You can even breathe out through your mouth here, releasing. Now, on the next inhale, push into the right hand. Come back to all fours. Put the back of the right hand on the ground, breathing in. As you breathe out, slide the right arm away. Again, resting down with the right side, maybe the right ear there. Or you can make a little pillow with your right hand if you prefer that, if it's more comfy. Or I'll put a pillow underneath there. Relaxing the left elbow down. So just enjoying that opening up the back of the heart, in between the shoulder blades, just to naturally allow that to happen. Just by using this position and the weight of the body, breathing into the nostrils. Let's have a sigh here. Now put the weight onto the left hand comes onto the ground again. Breathing in, push up onto the left hand and back to all fours. So we're going to now just come into a downward dog. So first of all, we'll just sit back into the heels for a moment. Extend the arms forward, bring them forward to the ground. Now we can come back up onto all fours. Tuck the toes under, breathing in. Breathing out, lift the knees off the ground. Let's see how our downward dog is. Have a little bit of a walk of the dog. Keep the waist long. Keep the elbows soft. Keep the neck, lots of room for the neck here. We're not having the shoulders right up by around the ears because that's going to cramp the neck up. Now we're going to take a small side step with the left foot. So it's more central, like making ourselves more like a tripod, and then lifting up the right leg. So we're just going to extend that up, breathing in and breathing out, lower it down. Then we're going to switch legs. So you bring that right foot quite central, and we're going to lift up the left. Give it a good point, pushing with the hands and breathing out, lower the left leg down. We can have another one of those if you want to, or you can come down and rest. Breathing in, extend up, breathing out, bringing the right foot down. Nice and energizing for the body and for the legs. And breathing out, bringing that left foot down. Now we're going to walk the feet towards the hands. So if you had a rest there, we'll come back into downward dog and come into a ragdoll. Knees are bent, body's hanging. Just enjoy that release you're getting in the back of the body. Breathe in, breathe out for the mouth. Let's have a little sway here, swaying, shifting the weight from the right to the left, and the left to the right, just enjoying that movement whilst you breathe easily in and out through the nostrils. Good. Come to a stillness and start to feel that pull, that invisible thread lifting you from the base of the spine, where you can feel like it's sunshine rising up through your energy channel, rising up, lifting you up without any effort at all. Yeah, let's have a little back bend in here just to counteract that strong forward bend. So put the hands on the lower back, fingers pointing down, bring the elbows together, lift the chest, shoulders down, bend the knees, and just take the hips forward. So we're just opening up. Again, really opening the fronts of those hips, opening up the chest, opening up the fronts of the shoulders, all good. But keep those knees bent to really encourage that length in the lower back and keep the support there of the hands. Use the inhale to come up to standing again and release on the exhale. Good. Let's come to standing. In the mountain, in Tadasana. Feet, hips width apart. Parallel. Soft knees. So give the knees a little bounce there just to remind them. Then we can think about our posture. So tail pointing down, strong belly, strong thighs. Almost feel the kneecaps are lifting up. And then from here, lift the chest and drop the shoulders down. It's a slight pull of the fingers down to the ground. So we're letting the fronts of the shoulders be nice and open, and the chin is slightly tucked in so we can lengthen through the back of the neck. When you feel that, you can feel like, oh yeah, everything starts to lengthen. This thread lifting. Again, the silver thread, beautiful image, the silver thread, connecting us continually. And the roots going down into the earth. So feeling the sense of real embodiment. Close your eyes so you can feel it. Feel this sense of Tadasana, the mountain. Notice all the tiny little movements. So we're never completely still. There's always movement in stillness. We feel the breath moving. We feel the slight and constant little fluctuations as the body is attempting to balance. But enjoy all those tiny movements. Really observe and pay attention to them. And this is the yoga, really attuning the mind and the attention, where we place our attention. So we can choose, we start to have some autonomy over where we place our attention, where we take our attention away from. Good. And breath is coming in and out through the nostrils. Feel yourself upright, open, expansive, embodied, grounded, earthed, centered. And open the eyes. Let's bring some movement into this. So we're going to bring the hands to the heart center. And maybe for the new moon, a little bit of intention. Breathing in. Breathing out, pointing the fingers down to the ground. Breathing in, lifting the arms up, stretching into the fingertips, bringing the hands together, watching that beautiful moment as they connect and come down in this lovely line, this line down to the ground again. Breathing in. Lifting up, rising up, lifting up the energy of the earth to the heavens and bringing the energy of the heavens down through the heart, down to the earth. So we're really beautifully balancing, grounding. There's everything in this very simple, beautiful practice if we pay attention and enjoy and open and receive. And then we start to maybe think about our intention for this time. What do we want to grow? What do we want to encourage and nurture in our lives? And what do we need to support that? What nourishment, what support from the universe, from our guides, from our supports from the universe? And we just call it in, breathing in. Enjoy, give it a smile. When you smile, you become more magnetic. So you're going to bring more of that good stuff, more of that support, more of that bright, potent energy. Yeah, it's like it's just going to wake it all up in the body, in the system. And just think about these seeds we're planting, and giving them all the best chance to grow and flourish. Enjoy the planting, bringing the hands back down to the heart. And we give it a bit of heart power. So we just let the hands rest at the heart center, connecting with that heart. Heart is wanting to just lift and fly up and open and close the eyes and feel your heart center. How does it feel today? Have a little look. Observe. Observe your heart. Good. The hands just rest down. So we're going to do a little bit of moving again, feeling the ground beneath us. Half sun salute. Beautiful. Breathing in, lift the arms up. Hands come together. Breathing out, forward bend. Knees bend, fingertips touch the ground. Breathing in, look forwards, hands just below knees. Breathing out, forward bend. Bend the knees a lot. Breathing in all the way up. Hands come together. Look up. Breathing out, arms coming down. Breathing in all the way up. Look up, breathing out, knees bend, fingertips touch the ground. Heart is leading, again breathing in, heart is leading, wanting to look and fly up. Breathing out, straight legs, forward bend. Bend the knees a lot, breathing in. Lift up, elevate, breathing out, arms coming down. Good. So feeling the balance of the energies, breathing in and breathing out, coming back down to the earth, feeling the earth. Bend the knees a lot, breathing in. I think I missed a bit out then. Breathing out. I was too involved with the earth. We'll do it again. We'll do it properly this time. Breathing in. Little variation in there. Bend the knees. Breathing out. Breathing in. That's the bit I missed out. Breathing out. Forward bend. So now we have this lovely straight legs. The chest is coming towards the ground. Bend the knees a lot. Breathing in. Push up from the earth. Inhale and exhale. We can always do our own variations as well. Breathing in. Open the chest. Breathing out. Bend the knees, fingertips touch the ground. Breathing in, open the chest. Breathing out, straight leg, forward bend. Bend the knees a lot. Eyes lift, arms lift, breath lifts. Inhale, exhale. A little bit faster. So do a couple of these a bit faster. Inhale, exhale. Breathing in, breathing out, forward bend. Bend the knees a lot. Breathing in, all the way up. Breathing out. Bit of dynamic, bit of energy, bit of flow. But feel the breath is just really propelling all of this. Fingertips, breathing in, breathing out. Got lots of heart power going on. breathing out. Let's do one more of these, really powered up, breathing in, enjoying, breathing out, knees bending, fingertips, breathing in, breathing out. Bend the knees a lot, last time up, breathing in, and breathing out. Arms come down like a beautiful sunset. Hands again, return to the heart center. We always return to the heart like the home, like the home. Familiarity. Good. So I'm going to do one more balance actually. And as we don't do it very often, we're going to do the eagle. Just to really feel our legs before we come down to the ground. So we need to stand very steadily on that left foot and bend the knees a lot. Now that's going to be strong on the leg, but it's it's going to make you very strong. And we're not going to grip with the toes. So going to bend that left knee a lot, lower your center of gravity, try and keep the body upright. Lift that right knee really high, and then get that right thigh right over the left as far as you can. The more you bend that standing knee, the more you can get that right calf or right toe behind the calf, or at least that's where you're aiming for. And it might be a bit wobbly, that's okay. To stop the wobble or to make it a bit more grounded in earth, squeeze the thighs together. Now we're going to send the left arm below, the right arm above, cross them over, and then we're going to interlink or press the hands together, if you like. Keeping the shoulders down, chest lifted, keeping the gravity down, breathe. Keeping our eyes focused towards the third eye. So we're going to fly out of this. On the inhale, we're going to fly our wings like the eagle and unravel and exhale. We can try that again, actually, just for fun. Inhale, exhale, because it feels nice. Now, right knee bending a lot. Lift that left thigh really high. You can even help it over if you want to. Get that thigh right over. Keep the bend strong in that right knee. Get the toes tucked around or towards that. Now squeeze the thighs together, lifting the chest away. Now this time the right arm goes underneath. Okay, put the palms up to start with and crosses it over. And then palms, bringing the palms together, the fingers together. Again, keeping the chest lifted, keeping that center of gravity low, ungripping the toes, taking your gaze towards the third eye between the eyebrows. Breathe. Hold that center. So now we're going to have the eagle's eye view. So as you inhale, going to fly, unravel, and breathing out. We'll do that again, just because it's fun. Breathing in, lifting up, and breathing out, coming back down to the earth. Good. So we're going to come down to the ground, and we're going to come down by coming into a forward bend. So we start in front of the mat. You have your hands here at the lower back, or you can extend the arms up. Breathing in, breathing out, strong legs, strong belly, strong back, all the way down to the ground. Good. Breathing in, looking forwards, coming up on the fingertips. Breathing out, forward bend. The heart is coming down towards the big toes. The tail is lifting up to the heavens. Long back, straight, or extended is a better word, extended. Breathe deeply, in and out through the nostrils. Maybe come up on the fingertips again, just to give yourself a bit of space. Breathing in, lifting the gaze. Heart flying up, and then forward bend again. Making sure you have contact with the ground. So now we're going to send the right foot back for a lunge. Right foot back, big step. So make it so that when it's so far back, you might want to shuffle it a bit further back. When you bend into the left knee, it's fairly, you've got enough space to have that right leg straight and your bottom isn't up in the air. So your back, if you like, your back and your right leg is kind of in alignment. Pushing the right heel back. If it's too strong, you can always rest the knee on the ground. Breathe. Good. Now we're going to send the left foot back. So put the weight on the right hand a little bit, so you've got a bit of space to send the left foot back. And we're in a plank, so the body or the chest is above the hands. Legs are strong, body is strong. Feel that stability and strength in your body. And now we're going to come down to the ground. So you can either bring your knees down and lower down, or lower your body down with your arms. Rest on the side of the head. Have a little rest. Back to the arms on the ground. Breathe in through the nostrils. Breathe out through the mouth. Have a few restful, releasing breaths. Breathing in and giving a bit of release to the neck, if the neck is okay in this position. Good. So we're going to come into, first of all, what we'll call a crocodile. So we're going to do a few little back bends here. So onto the elbows, resting the head in the hands, just preparing the back. And this is also telewatching pose. So if you wanted to do a bit of yoga at home, but you don't know what to do, then just get down on the carpet and you can watch your telly from there instead. And you'll probably end up moving around a lot. Don't let the squashy, comfy sofa claim you for the evening. Okay, so that's just got the back a little bit prepared. Now we're going to come onto the forehead. And the forearms are down. Make sure there's enough space, not too close to the body because your shoulders will hunch up. Shoulders down away from your ears. Fingers are in line with your eyes, so you can see them either side. Spread the fingers wide. Just pointing the toes in towards each other. So we're not using the buttocks to lift. Use the inhale with the nose, chin, chest. We're not using the arms either to press into. We're just lifting using the strength of the spine. Also the strength of the abdominals are engaged to support that. And we're thinking about the spine being long as well as bending. And this will mean that we have a more even bend throughout the spine. So a great thing to think about is imagine, someone has a rope pulling your chest upwards and forwards, shoulders down away from the ears. This is a sphinx. So the expression on your face is of a serene sphinx. Yeah. One more breath in and lowering down. Rest on the other side of the head. Relax. Breathe in through the nostrils. Releasing breath out through the mouth. Good. So reset. We're going to either do the same thing again, or you can slide your hands back so they're a bit more in line with the shoulders. Keep the elbows tucked in. Again, point the toes in towards each other to prevent you using the buttocks. Instead, it means you use your back. Now, we're not pressing into the hands to begin. We're going to lift the nose, the chin, the chest, as we did before, and then coming up, lifting, using the strength in the back. And then once we've done that to its full extent, then we press into the arms. But be careful to keep the shoulders down away from your ears, and the chest is driving forwards. So the heart is going forwards and upwards. Imagine the heart wants to fly up to the ceiling. Try to use some strength in your abdominals. And we're trying to get this bend even through the spine, so we're opening the front of the body. Good. Fingers are really engaged with the ground. One more breath in. Now we can bend into the elbows, and so we're just lowering ourselves with the strength in the arms so the back can just switch off. Breathing out, lowering down, bringing the forehead to the ground, push into the hands, sit back into the heels, into the pose of the swan. Make little claws with the fingers. Sit deeply into the heels. So we're releasing the back. Feel all the spaces between the back ribs expanding. The breath is giving all those intercostal muscles a little massage there. So give it a nice deep breath. Deepen the breath by really emptying out on the out breath. And relax the hands down. Relax the arms down. Okay. Walk the hands back up to the body. Coming up to kneeling. So let's come up into a little back bend, a camel. So we're going to come up onto the knees. If that feels painful, put a blanket underneath or cushions, or just roll the mat up, double it up. So we're going to tuck the toes under. Little preliminary preparation. Put the hands on the lower back, bringing the elbows close, and the fingers are pointing down. So now we're just going to prepare by taking the hips forwards, opening the front of the body here. I'm looking up slightly to the ceiling. Good, just to prepare and then release. Now you can take, if you can reach back with the right hand, reach the heel, and then reach the other hand back. So you need to press the hips forwards. If you can't quite reach, then place something on those heels, cushions or blocks or books or anything, little props you might have, just so you can keep that connection. And then lifting, the more you lift and open the chest, it's a real opportunity for opening the chest and the front of the body, counteracting all that sitting that we do, and slightly opening the front of the throat without doing anything too dramatic there. Breathe. One more breath in and then release it back onto the heels. And then we're going to just come on to sitting and just counteracting that a little bit. Maybe give it a little rub at that back because it's done a lot of work there. Hug the knees, bring the face towards the knees and open across the back. Really feel the shoulders are coming forward so we can open and expand across the back. Some nice sighs here, breathing into the nostrils. Yes. Let's just slide the legs away, nice and easy. And we're going to lie the body down. So extend the fingers towards the toes. Slowly, slowly, as you can, we're going to lay the body down. Keep breathing in and out just to keep that softness and keep that kind of energy moving all the time as you slowly lower down. Breathing in and out through the nostrils, slowly lower the body down. And once the body's down, once the spine is down, let the arms go, let the head go, let everything go. Put some space between your feet. I'm just looking up to the ceiling or up to the clouds. Breathe into the nostrils. Let's have a little bit of a lower back release, so hugging the knees and rocking gently side to side. Just releasing the lower back. Maybe doing a circle here as well. Circling the knees. With the breath, keeping that mind focused, even though we're slowing down, try to keep the mind really present and engaged. Number one way to do that is to stay connected with the breath and be really kind of focusing on it and attempting to keep it steady and keep it in tune. Go the other way now with that circling. So we're always thinking about keeping that breath smooth and even as we can, and also in tune with what we're doing with the movement. Inhaling, the knees come away. Exhaling, the knees come towards you. It's being really aware, paying attention to the body, paying attention to the breath. Valuing our attention. What do we pay attention to? Good. Place the soles of the feet on the ground, slide the legs away, arms by the side. We're still moving again. So inhaling, the arms come up. They stay on the ground above the head. Exhaling, you push the back into the ground so that you can lift your knees easily, so using the strength of the abdominals. Inhaling, pushing the heels up, stretching the backs of the legs. Breathing out, bringing the knees in, squeezing them into the body. And breathing out, extending the legs away. If you feel a bit tired, you can always slide your feet away on the ground. And exhaling, bringing the arms back alongside the body. So try and keep every breath even. Inhaling, the arms are coming up. So inhale, inhale, inhale. Full inhale, then exhale, press the back into the ground, draw the knees up into the body. Inhale, push the heels up to the skies. Exhale, draw the knees in. Inhale, extend the legs away or slide the feet away. Exhale, arms coming forwards, closing down. It's a beautiful sequence, really mindful, engaging the body, but with support of the ground. We have the support of the earth here. Exhaling, draw the knees up. Inhale, extend. Push the heels to the skies. Exhale, draw the knees in. Inhale, extend the legs away. Exhale, arms coming forwards. Now we're just going to move the arms a few times. So leave the legs, they can relax now. In fact, just remind them to relax by rolling them in and out. Have a little bit of a release. The inhale, the arms come up.
Make sure the back of the neck is nice and long. Inhale and exhaling. And just imagine as you do this that it's effortless. Hopefully it does feel fairly effortless. The breath is doing the work for you. The inhale lifts the fingers right to the ground, and then the exhale, the breath lifts the fingers, and then they're returning to the earth slowly and softly. And just moving through space. Maybe the space feels really supportive around the arms. It's just holding your body, like the air is a bit more liquid than usual. And close the eyes, just feeling that sense of moving through space softly and smoothly and with ease. The breath holding you, taking care of you. So slowing the breath down. And if your mind is finding it not so easy to focus, if it starts wandering and thinking about all sorts of things, or your attention is kind of gets captured by some juicy morsel of thought or some worry, concern, some interest. An extra layer you can always count. So you can breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then see if you can, what's the count out? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So just notice that. Maybe you want to choose to make the out breath a bit longer, or maybe you choose to make the in and the out breath even. If you want to kind of really soften and come into a more relaxed state, then probably lengthening the out breath is a good idea. Do this with the eyes closed, just really taking the focus inwards. Let's do one more of these, slowly and steadily. So this is very much a mind practice, being mindful. What does that mean? I guess it just means, continually bringing our attention back to whatever it is we're focusing on, wanting to focus on, developing our awareness. Let the arms rest by the side. Maybe just bend the knees now. And I'll give you the option, if you want to put your legs up against the wall or on some furniture, please do. If you want to lie in semi-supine, just to really give the back a little rest and let the knees fall together and rest the hands on the body. So it's a lovely healing, grounding sense. It's comfortable. Let's put some blanket or shawl over your body. Come into a little moment of relaxation here to finish. Just a minute or two lying and feeling held by the earth. So we're feeling a sense of being grounded and earthed from within. But we're getting some of that energy from this earth that we're lying on. Feel this fertile, rich, nurturing earth beneath us, like a mother to us. Like we are all connected to this earth, an unbreakable umbilical cord connecting us to this earth. And we're drawing up the energy to fertilize and empower new growth, ideas, intentions, all the things we want to grow, manifest, and allow to flourish in us. Feeding us for our health, our bodies, our well-being, self-esteem, self-expression, and inner truth. Supporting us in our journey, and allowing the earth to hold and support us. Knowing that this earth will give us everything we need to guide us and support us through our challenges.
and to feed us and take care of us. We awaken back to the day. Start to breathe a little deeper. Start to move. Enjoy. Start to stretch, maybe hug the knees, maybe move the fingers and toes, arms and legs. Roll onto the side, maybe you want to roll onto the right side, just resting there, enjoying that kind of movement. This body, this earth, our own earth. And then slowly, in your own time, coming to seated. As we come to seated, feeling again, still the ground is there. Ready for our seeds, our intentions, our new ideas. Just honor this body. With our power of our hands, our touch, our intention, our attention. Just touching the surfaces where they feel they need a bit of extra light, love. Yeah, real self-love, self-care. Holding ourselves. And we'll rub the palms together. So, bring the hands to the heart center. And so for this new moon, we bring to mind our sankalpa, like a seed that we're planting in this fertile, rich, verdant earth. So say that to yourself a few times. Maybe smile. And surround it with golden light. Good. Namaste. Thank you so much. Thank you for your practice.